बोलिए आप बोलिए.
Can we start now? आगे से So can we start? Yes. Okay. Please, madam, head down fast. Already. Any doubt in yesterday's lecture, anyone? Yeah. Have you revised? Ah, even a quick revision at home. Any doubt? Nothing? Done the homework? Yes. How many? Please raise the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This side, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. That's right. Done. I want to say some things before I begin my lecture today. With your permission. Um, we all are assembled here for one important, agenda. That agenda is to clear the UPSC upcoming exam, upcoming 2026 UPSC, right? Getting my point. And I hope all of you are eligible for that. Correct? Yes. Yes. Now, this agenda, it itself is very big agenda. Okay, and clear this exam is not an easy cakewalk. Clear. With this, I don't mean to terrorize you or anything like that. Okay, my just intention is to show you that you have to put more. You all are undergraduate or mostly you have done your graduation, right? Getting my point. And you all are aspiring to become officers. You are going to serve the country, and you can be placed anywhere as per in the allotment list. Getting my point. And in that context, if I talk, you have to, you don't need any spoon feeding or anything else, sir. You have to be, take the initiatives from your end. I do not go to study, 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 study. It's not a school lecture or it's not a college lecture. Then you just have to get mere 40% and get the certificate. Getting my point. You have to face one of the toughest intelligent minds in the exam from different parts of the country. My point. And those intellectual minds will be from Delhi University, Miranda House, and JNU also. They will also be from Garware College also. They will also be from another Dibrugarh University also. They will also be from the universities which are in Mumbai as well as in Kerala also. Studying my point. Yes, no. This gigantic population, 1.4 billion. Even we have surpassed China also. Studying my point. In that 1.4 billion population, mostly when we talk about, let me give you a little bit. this number, facts and figures around, we say that around 40% are mostly the youth, 35 to 40% are youth which are in 25, 30 years age bracket. Getting my point? And out of that, approximately every year, 8 lakhs, 7 lakhs to 8 lakhs, they used to fill the form. 7 lakhs to 8 lakhs, the student they used to fill the form. And out of 7 lakhs, approximately 3 to 4 lakhs they appear in the exam also. For mayor, how many seats? How many seats? 300, 400. Maximum sometimes last they had 800, 700, 800. Getting my point? If you calculate, see the ratio. If I suppose that on an average, the vacancy comes for 500 seats. If the vacancy comes for 500 seats, number of applicants or participants in the exam are approximately 4 lakh. Calculate the ratio. What percentage it is? Multiply it by 100. You will get the percentage. And if you calculate 40 divided by 5, getting my point? 0.1%. Not even 1%, 0.1%. In 1,000, one will get selected. I'm talking about the last minute lesson. Understanding the fight, the competition, and that is why it makes this exam the toughest exam in India. Getting my point? So if the aim is big, studying the point, if the aim is big, you want to soar more heights, you want to climb Mount Everest, the efforts also has to be proportionate enough. The studying the point. Yes or no? I'm not making you to terrorize or making you afraid of this exam. I'm just showing you the harsh reality. Clear? Just go. And for that, you have to pull up your socks. You have to work more hard from day one only. I said that yesterday also. There is no alternate to hard work. There is no alternative. You have to work more hard. Yeah, smart work can be done, but at places, at times. But this game is all about hard work only and your perseverance. See my point? Okay. So never ever get demotivated. If you have thought enough that I want to achieve my goal, then you work more hard. God is there. Your hard work always pays off. I just believe personally in my life. Hard work pays off. Sooner or the later. But it will. Getting my point? Yes or no? Okay. So always honest with you. Always honest with you means you are really working hard. You should feel from inside, yes, I am working hard. And leave everything now on the God. Don't work about think about the result. Yes, or no? Getting my point. I also many exams I have faced, and in many of the commission exams, I just missed by margin 1 mark, 2 marks, 3 marks. Many places in my this last around 1.5 decades journey. Had it been any other person, he could have done etc. things. But I faced all the things, all the odds in my life, and still I'm moving ahead. Getting my point? Yes, so because I know, yes, whatever is there, whatever God is throwing before you, just have to grab it and just move ahead. And always be true to yourself. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Just work hard. That's it. And I don't think that you do this, you do that. You come on like 1:30 or you come at
2 o'clock. It's solely upon you. There has to be a grid inside you. Oh, I have to reach there on time. No, because suddenly start the lecture, I'll miss something. Let's be on time. No. If at all, sir, comes 5 minutes late also, okay, then we are there. We are not going to miss anything. Getting my point? Yes, no. So it should come from within. That is, it should be involuntary response from your end, not forcefully. All right. Not only in my lectures, upcoming also, whoever is going to teach you, because you are not in a college, you have entered in your professional world. You are going to enter in a professional world. Clear? All right. So this is the ratio C. Out of is the competition. So yesterday, friends, um, let's let's give a quick recap what we discussed and then we'll move ahead. Okay. So yesterday we discussed a chapter called as cell, and I didn't completed this chapter, right? Okay. Some part were left, right? Okay. Now, if I talk about cell, so cell is regarded as you also say along with me if you are aware about that. Cell is regarded as a functional unit of life, also known as a basic basic or a functional unit of life. Now, if I talk about the cell, the first person or the who actually coined this term cell, so his name was Robert Hooke. Okay. Now, however, if suppose that they ask you who was the first person to visualize cell in a living format, Robert Hooke saw a dead cell, but who was the first person? He was A.B. Leeuwenhoek. Now, the branch of science basically that deals with the branch of science that basically deals with the study of cells is called as the branch of science that basically deals with the study of cells, particularly I'm talking about. It is called as cytology. All right. Now moving ahead. Now moving ahead, friends, we discussed about the cell. In the cell, I said that cell basically on the basis of the origin and their development, it is broadly classified into two broad heads or two parts. One is called as a prokaryotic cells, and the other one will be a eukaryotic cells. If I talk about the prokaryotic cells, so this is if we can split this. So pro means primitive and karyotic means carry on. From carry on, it has been called as nucleus. So those cells which have a primitive nucleus, or we can say that those cells which does not have any membrane bound cell organelles, does not have any membrane bound cell organelles, including nucleus. This part is clear? Yes. Now, if I talk about if I talk about the eukaryotic cells, so you can say these are the advanced cells. Excellent. And if I say advanced cells, it means what, friends? It means that they have membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound cell organelles. Moving ahead, I also gave some examples related to this prokaryotic cells and the eukaryotic cells, right? So what were the examples? Bacteria, okay. And bacteria and mycoplasma. Then PPLO, very good. And one more I give, PGA. So PGA stands for, by the way, blue green algae. Very good. And blue green algae is also known by one more name. What it is? cyanobacteria. Excellent. Now, just one thing I wanted to confirm from you. Bacteria are autotrophic in nature. Bacteria are heterotrophic in nature. Bacteria can be autotrophic also. It can be heterotrophic also. Which of the three statements are correct? How many of you say the last one? Raise the hand. 3. How many of you say the first one? They are autotrophic. Raise the hand. 1. How many of you say the bacteria are heterotrophic? Raise the hand. Only heterotrophic. Only heterotrophic. Only 1. No. So majority of you are with me on the third option, right? Correct. Now those who have said first one and the second one, please try to understand this point. Please try to understand this point, friends, that the bacteria, they are autotrophic also, and they are heterotrophic also. Autotrophic means they can synthesize their own foods. Is this part clear? It means that they must be having a pigment called as chlorophyll. And by the trapping the sunlight and using this pigment chlorophyll, they can convert the solar energy into chemical energy. The process is called as photosynthesis. Simple, clear, everyone? An example of a autotrophic bacteria, it can be PGA, also known as the cyanobacteria. This is clear, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, if I talk about heterotrophic bacteria, so these heterotrophic bacteria are those bacteria which cannot synthesize their food by their own. Clear? This part is clear? Means they lack chlorophyll. Clear, everyone? And they cannot perform photosynthesis. So some examples for this can be lactobacillus. Some examples can be E. coli, etc., etc. Getting my point? Pseudomonas species, etc., etc. That we'll see later on. For this point, this much is sufficient. This part is clear, everyone? Yes or no? So bacteria, which are autotrophic also in nature, and they are heterotrophic also in nature. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Anyone has any doubt? Clear, no? Yes or no? At this side, clear, no? That side, this side, everyone. If you have any doubt, please raise the hand. Don't feel shy, okay? Try to remove shyness from yourself if you have any. Okay? Because you are going to be a bureaucrats. Huh? बड़ा पॉलिटिशियंस आएंगे आपके ऑफिस में बैठेंगे आपके सामने बड़े नेता अभिनेता सब आएंगे हाँ और आप अगर अच्छा जाएंगे तो वो तो आपको लवासना में ट्रेनिंग के दौरान आपको बना ही दिया जाएगा वैसा but still you try to be what confident enough to ask some doubts raise the hand and if at all you cannot ask in the class after the class also you ask but please be with me to ask any doubt okay everyone. Okay. Now this was about the prokaryotes. Now one more thing, friends. If I talk about this prokaryotes, so these are mostly or they are unicellular in nature. They are unicellular in nature. Clear? Yes or no? Now, if I talk about the eukaryotic cells, these are the advanced cells, and they have a membrane-bound cell organelles. Clear, everyone? Now, next point. I also gave some important differences between the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. Tell me. What were the important differences? Please tell me. The first one was the presence of cell wall. Eukaryotes may have cell wall, may or may not. Here 70S type ribosomes. Here 80S type ribosomes. Now after this, here no nuclear membrane. I think I discussed that part also, right? No nuclear membrane. Here you have membranous cell organelles, including nucleus. Clear? Yes, no? Now after this, I also discussed about one more point. What it was? Genetic material is mostly circular in shape and they are called as plasmids. Whereas these genetic materials, they are circular, they are linear. What is clear, everyone? Yes or no? Now, I think this one will be discussed. Yes. Now, after this, I moved on to the plant and the animal cell. Correct. So, in the plant and in the animal cell, what I discussed was the difference between. I will not draw the diagram. Okay. Plant cell and the animal cell. When we discussed yesterday, I said that the plant cells, they have the wall. The animal cell, they don't have cell wall. Clear? Now, if I talk about cell membrane, present in plant cell also, animal cell also. Clear? Now, after this, I also gave some more differences. What it was? Vacuoles. Very good. So, vacuoles are large and prominent. Here, may be present or absent. Second point, if present, small in size. Okay. After this, the third difference was centrioles. So centrioles are absent in plant cell, but these are present in animal cells. Okay. Any other difference? Plastids. Very good. So plastids are present or absent in the plant cell? Present in the plant cell. Are they absent in the animal cell? Yeah. What is clear? Yes or no? So these are the four major differences between a plant and an animal cell. Now after this, I also discussed about the various cell organelles, right? So different parts of a cell are called as cell organelles. ORGANELES. Clear this part? Now, in this, we discussed about the first one was, let's do a quick recap. The first was the protoplasm. So, protoplasm is known as what? The physical basis of life. And mostly it comprises of what? Composition? Water. Approximately 70 to 80% of water. After this, lipid and proteins. And then we have organic salts. This part is clear. Now, I also said that protoplasm includes what? Nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. Okay. So mostly the composition is also same for the cytoplasm. Is this part clear? So cytoplasm, the liquid component or the water component, it's like a jelly substance, right? So it is known by which name? Cytosol. Clear? Now, after this, I discussed about the cell wall. So cell wall are made up of cellulose. And cellulose is a type of a carbohydrates. Now, cell wall are freely permeable or selectively permeable? Freely permeable. Now, after this, what are the main function of cell wall? To provide rigidity and mechanical support to cell. You can say it also has a protect. It is also like a protective layer. Is this part clear? Yes or no? Yeah. It is like a protective layer. Understood? Now, next part moving ahead was the cell membrane. Cell membranes are basically made up of lipid and proteins. These are selectively permeable membranes. Also they helps in regulating the diffusion of gases, that is CO2 and O2. Clear? Yes or no? In and out of the cell. Now this was about the cell membrane. Okay. Now after this, what we did? Nucleus. So nucleus is also regarded as a master of the cell. Clear? If I talk about this nucleus, this is a nucleus, okay, not a cell. Nucleus. Inside the nucleus, there is a meshy-like structure, clot-like structure. Clear? This is called as nucleolus. This is called as nuclear membrane. Clear? Yes or no? And this fluid that is filled, it is called as nucleoplasm. This part is clear, everyone? Yes. Now, moving ahead, if I talk about a nucleolus, it comprises of various DNAs. But before that, what we said that it is basically comprising of chromatin threads. Yes or no? Chromatin threads. Clear? Yes or no? Now, these chromatin threads are mostly they are in the linear shape. Yes. This chromatin threads during the time of cell division, they get thickened up. मोटा हो जाता है ये. During the time of cell division क्या होता है? ये जो thread like structure होता है ना, thread, they become swollen up. It gets thickened. Clear? And then it becomes, or it is called as chromosomes. और इसको किसने कहा था ये बात? Who said this? Waldeyer. This is part. This is everyone. Now, if I talk about chromosomes, so chromosomes basically it contains genetic material called as DNA. Is this part clear? Now, in DNA is mostly in human beings. It is in which shape it is? Double helical model. It is in a double helical model, and this was said by whom? Watson and Crick. Clear? Now, this DNA, you can say that these DNAs, they have a functional unit of a DNA or a functional segment of a DNA is called as gene. A functional unit of a DNA is called as gene. And one gene is responsible for one particular function or one particular trait. So one gene is going to synthesize one trait, and before that, one gene has one coding That will be discussed later. Okay, that coding makes one protein, and that protein is responsible for one trait. It can be black hairs, brown hairs, black eyes, blue eyes. Clear? Getting my point? Height is tall, height is short. Okay, etc., etc. Understood? This part is clear, everyone. So, and moreover, how many pairs of chromosomes we have in our body by the human beings? 23 pairs. And out of 23 pairs, 22 is autosomes and one pair is sex chromosomes. Is this part clear? So wherever is humanity on this planet Earth, wherever, if at all that organism or that living organism is a human being, then in his gene or in his DNA, there will be always, we can say, or in his chromosomes, it will be always having 23 pairs. A human being, if he is a human being or she is a human being, he or she must have the 23 pairs. Normally. Yes or no? But sometimes what happens? Genes are plus and minus also. Yes or no? We call it as the genetic defects and all. Yes or no? At this point, we are not going to discuss that chapter because that is another chapter. Is this part clear? But mostly, as a normal individual, if at all that living organism is a human being, anywhere on this planet Earth, he or she must have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Is this part clear? Is this part clear? Now, after this, moving ahead, now DNA is clear? Yes or no? Now, after this, next point, nucleus is done. Then, I also said that the genetic material is found in nucleus, mitochondria, and also in the plasmids. Now, I also said that nucleus are also absent in some cell organelles such as RBC, sieve tube, and in the prokaryotes. Is this part clear? Yes or no? So, if suppose that sieve tube cells are not given there, then definitely xylem or something like that will be mentioned over there. Clear? This part is clear? Yes or no? If suppose sieve tube is not in the option, if xylem is there, then you understand the same concept only they are asking. Is this part clear? Yes or no? Now, after this, I also discussed about what? The next cell organelle was what? Golgi bodies. Now, Golgi bodies mostly, the main function of Golgi bodies is what? Packaging. Packaging of what? The proteins and lipids. Packaging and dispatch. This part is clear. Now moving ahead, I also discussed about ER. Yes or no? Yes. In ER stands for endoplasmic reticulum. Now again, this provides a structural framework to the cell. Yes. Yes or no? It also acts as a transport channel. Yes or no? Like highways. Getting my point? Now, one more function of ER is herein proteins and the fats are also synthesized. Clear? So, those part where the proteins are synthesized, they are called as rough ER. Where the fats are synthesized, we call it as smooth ER. This part is clear. Now, moving ahead again, mitochondria. I talk about mitochondria. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Is it one layer, two layer? Did I discuss that? No. It is basically two layer membrane. Okay. So it appears to be like this. Okay. This is a mitochondrial outer layer. Understood? And it happens to be like this. This is called as cristae. Cristae. The inner folded layer of the mitochondria is called as cristae. Is this part here? Now this cristae, cristae. Okay. It won't be asked much, but you never know. Maybe. Okay, just for your knowledge, I am giving you. This is a value addition. Anyway, point. These are the small things, no, that will help you down the line in your, in eliminating the wrong options. Yeah. Now, after this, I discussed about the mitochondria. In the mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. And here, what it is synthesized? ATP is adenosine triphosphate is produced over here. Is this part clear? Now, herein, this is also known as the energy currency of the cell also. Now there is also the genetic material in the DNA. Genetic material or the DNA is present where? In the mitochondria also. This is also known by which name? Mitochondrial DNA. Now some offsprings or some babies, they have some offsprings. Some offsprings or the babies, newborn babies, they have certain defects, which we also know by name or diseases related to defective. These are defective. This genes, okay, and it is transferred from where? From mother. We also call it as mitochondrial DNA defects. Is this part clear? Mitochondrial DNA defect. Is this part clear? Now, in order to solve this mitochondrial DNA, what we take is what we use. How it can be cured? By using a three-parent baby technique. I hope you have gone through this three-parent baby yesterday. Now, have you understood this? Yes or no? We'll deal this in science and tech later on. Clear? I don't want to make everything on first in one go. Clear? This one is clear. Now, after this, I also discuss, and who is the carrier, by the way, for this defective gene? Who is responsible? Female or mother is responsible. Is this part clear? Can father be responsible for mitochondrial defect in the offspring? No. Is this part clear? Who is the carrier? Mother is the carrier. Understood, everyone? Now, moving ahead, plastids. So, plastids are very important, and these are present in the plants. Are they only present in the plants? Yes. Plants, yes, and also they are present in another unicellular eutrophic organisms like algae and all. Clear? Getting my point? So those unicellular eutrophic algae which are autotrophs in nature, which are algae are autotrophs. Getting my point? Yes or no? So plants and another unicellular eutrophic organisms, or which are the autotrophs also. They also have these plastids. Clear? Now, if I talk about plastids, it is basically divided into three parts. One is the chloroplast. Another is the chromoplast. And the third one is the leucoplast. Now, chloroplast are the green plastids. They are the green plastids and they contain chlorophyll. They contain chlorophyll. Is this part clear? And this chlorophyll, they have one element which is present is magnesium is present in chlorophyll. Remember these points. Okay. Which element is present in the chlorophyll? Answer should be magnesium. Understood? Is this part clear? If have you written this? If you have not written, please add there in the notes only. Okay. Which element is present in the chlorophyll? Which element is present? Answer should be magnesium. Remember this point. Clear? Is this part clear? Now, these green color plastids, they perform photosynthesis. They perform photosynthesis and to perform photosynthesis, which wavelength light is best suited here? 400 to 700 nanometer. And which light basically? Red and blue. Red and blue. Is this part clear? Yes or no? Yes. Now, this was about the chloroplast. Then I also discussed about the chromoplast. Yes or no? Yes. Now, these chromoplasts are the colorful plastids. They will say, which of the following is a colorful plastids? So, colorful plastids are chromoplasts. Is this part clear? Yes or no? Now, this can be present in the roots, right? In the parts of roots, it can be present in these leaves, okay, and in flowers, in fruits, etc., etc. Is this part clear? And they are responsible for color, imparting the color. Now, different colors we have, such as like it can be like a yellow color. So which what is the name of that pigment? The pigment that leads to yellow coloration, that's xanthophyll. Remember these names, very important. Xanthophyll. Now, now, tell me another orange color. Carotene. Well, just remember this, okay? They will give you a statement. The orange color is basically because of the pigment called as xanthophyll. Statement right or wrong? Wrong. Because the orange color is provided by which pigment? Carotene. Now we also have a red color pigment. So it is known as lycopene. We also have a purple color also. Purple color also is there. The purple color is because of anthocyanin. Now, anthocyanin is not produced in the plastids, in the chloroplast, they are produced in the vacuoles. This was an exception. Yes or no? Then, so far clear? And the last one was the leucoplast. These leucoplasts are also regarded as a colorless plastids. And in this, they are usually found in, you can say, underground modified root or the shoots, right? For storage purpose, something like that. Example can be potato and all. This part clear, everyone? Understood? I think I discussed till here only. Yes. Yes. Now, the next cell organelle that we are going to take now will be vacuoles. Make a heading vacuole. Vacuoles. Vacuoles. You can write. For vacuoles, please write. They, they contains the cell sac. They contains the cell sac, cell SAP, cell sac. They contains the cell sap. SAP which has maximum composition of water followed by various salts and other pigment. Vacuoles are large and prominent in plant cell. It can be present or absent in the animal cell. It can be present or absent in the animal cell. Usually small in size. Usually small in size. If present. After this, you write function. The function, please write. It provides turgidity to the cell. It provides turgidity to the cell and helps it helps in inflow or outflow of fluid. Provides turgidity to the cell and helps in inflow and outflow of the fluids. In the bracket, in and out of the cell. In and out of the cell. Written through a process called as osmosis. Please write it down. Through process called as osmosis. Understood this part? Yes or no? Everyone understood? So vacuole's major function is it provides turgidity to the cell. More and more water gets filled up, the cell gets swollen up. When the cell gets swollen up, what happens? Again, it regulates the inflow and the outflow of the fluids in and out of the cell. Is this part clear, everyone? Yes or no? And the process we call it as osmosis. Understood? Now, if I talk about this in one word, we call it this function as osmoregulation. Okay? In one word, if you have to write, you write this function is, write it down. After this, change the paragraph, then write this function of vacuole is this function of vacuole is this one. This function of vacuole is regarded as osmoregulation. Clear? This part is clear. This function of vacuole is regarded as osmoregulation. Underline with the red pen. Okay, if I talk about osmoregulation, friends, in the human beings, which particular organ, which particular organ is, it can be equated with? Concept clear, everyone? Yes or no? So they ask you, the vacuoles in the cell can be equated with liver, kidney, brain, heart. Answer should be kidney. Is this part clear with everyone? So it maintains the water balance in and out of the cell. Understood? So this is the function of vacuoles. Now after this, make a next heading, ribosomes. Under this, you please write ribosomes are the ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Ribosomes are, these are site of protein synthesis. They have RNA. And RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. Is this part clear with everyone? Yes or no? Now, one more thing, you must remember this thing. I will try to draw one diagram over here. You please try to understand, then draw. First of all, you must know that the DNA can be converted into RNA. Getting my point? The DNA can be converted into RNA. Understood? So this process of conversion of DNA into RNA is called as transcription. This is particular with everyone, friends. Yes or no? On the basis of the codes that is present there, so DNA it can be converted into RNA. Understood? And again, RNA can also be converted into DNA. This process is called as reverse transcription. Getting my point? Yes or no? Reverse. RNA can also be converted into DNA. Understood? And all came down by itself. And this RNA can further be converted into protein. This part is clear. This is what I was discussing yesterday. We have a genetic material in the form of DNA. Is this part clear? This part DNA gets converted into RNA and then RNA gets converted into protein. And here which is responsible, we call it as mRNA. Which we call it as a messenger RNA. M stands for messenger RNA. Understood everyone? Yes or no? It brings information from the DNA to our RNA and RNA gets converted into protein. And then again protein is responsible for particular trait. Understood this point? मैसेंजर आरएनए ये क्या होता है कि डीएनए में कोडिंग होता है क्लियर तो जैसे कि व्हेन विल सी द सेल डिवीजन एंड ऑल उस समय आप देखोगे कि डीएनए के अंदर बहुत सारा कोडिंग होता है लाइक वी हैव डिफरेंट न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स आर देयर क्लियर और उसमें आपका दिस बेस पेयर्स जो होता है वो डिफरेंट होता है लाइक वी हैव adenine, guanine, ATGC, then thymine. Okay, so cytosine, uracil is also there. Clear? So there are various codes are there. So इस कोड जो भी रहेगा ना जैसे कि A T T A T A T. So for example ये एक है तो ये पर्टिकुलर एक जो कोड है So this code will actually have, it will bring about some information via messenger RNA. This will bring some information, and and this will reach to RNA, and RNA will synthesize a particular protein, and this protein will be responsible for one particular trait. Understood? Yes. Getting my point? Yes. Okay. So the, and one more thing, the process of conversion of RNA into protein. The process of conversion of RNA into protein, it is called as translation. Please write it down there. The process of conversion of RNA into protein is known as translation. Write it down. Translation. The process of conversion of DNA into RNA is called as transcription. That is this part clear? Now, if I talk about RNA further, friends, so RNA, RNA, it can be found. RNA can be found. It can be found independently also. Independently in the cell also. Getting my point? Yes or no? Or it can be attached to the. It can be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum or the walls of the ER. Getting my point? Yes or no? So if it is present here, we call this. If it is present in the ribosome, suppose that this is this is endoplasmic reticulum. Suppose that if ribosomes are here, so we call those ER as rough ER. Understood? This part is clear? Yes or no? And these ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Please write it down in your notebook. Written, everyone? Now, understood? Now, if I talk about RNA, friends, one more thing I discussed while I was discussing the differences between the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. That time I said that in the prokaryotes, what kind of ribosomes are found? Yes. 70S. Whereas in the eukaryotes, it is 80S. Okay. Sometimes some questions can be asked from here. You can write over here. You can please write over here. In the prokaryotes, please write some points over here. In the prokaryotes, 70S types are found. In the prokaryotes, 70S type of ribosomes are found, which are 70S types of ribosomes are found, which are divided into subparts. 50S plus 30S. 50S plus 50 or 50S over 30S. 70S ribosomes are found where? In the prokaryotes. And this is divided, or you can say in the subparts, if I talk about, this is 50S and 30S. Don't think like addition will make 70. Okay, don't think. It is 50S and 70S. Okay, this is about the sedimentation rate. The S is Swedwick unit. Okay, and it is related to the sedimentation time. Understood? Of any particular substance. So just write, if you wish to write S. Write it down here. S stands S stands for, this right? What is this? A small S. Swedvig. SVED. Swedberg actually. Swedberg. SVED. BERG. Swedberg unit, which is a unit of or time. Unit of time, and deals with the sedimentation rate. This much only you write, not more required. Deals with the sedimentation rate. This much is more than sufficient. Understand this much only. They will never ask what is S and all. They will just ask what kind of subunits are found in the prokaryotes. Answer should be 50S and 30S. Is this part clear? Don't think like addition will make 80S. No. Understood? This is about the sedimentation rate or something like that. Okay. Which and this is a unit of S stands for unit of time. Understood, everyone? Yes. Okay. Clear? And S stands for Swedberg unit. Is this part clear? Now write in the eukaryotes. Please write. This is about prokaryotes. These all are about the prokaryotes. Right? In the eukaryotes, 80S type of ribosomes are found. Please write here. In the eukaryotes, 80S type of ribosomes are found, which are ATS type of. I have seen this one question, not in UPSC, but in state PCS. They have asked once. So they can be asked in the UPSC also. It's a standard question. So in the eukaryote, ATS type of ribosomes are found. Okay. And it has the subparts. It has subparts 60S and 40S. Please write it down here. Now don't think 60 plus 40 will make 100. Okay. 60S and 40S. Is this part clear? So this is the subparts of ribosomes which are found in the eukaryotes. And together they are kept under the broader category called as ATS. And S is the Swedberg unit, which is related to the sedimentation rate. Understood, everyone? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now after this, you can make a note of it. In eukaryotes, please write it down. The RNAs are also found in mitochondria and in the eukaryotes, mitochondria and chloroplast. The ribosomes are also found in mitochondria and chloroplast. In eukaryotes, write it down. The mitochondria are also found in ribosomes are also found in mitochondria and chloroplast. But it is 70S type. Please write it down here. Okay. In eukaryotes, the ribosomes are also found in mitochondria and chloroplast. Clear? But it is 70S type. Understood? Yeah. In chloroplast and mitochondria, it is 70S type. Is this part clear? And it is 80S type in cytoplasm and ER. And it is 80S type in cytoplasm and ER. Now clear? Yes or no? So we have in eukaryotic cells, we also have 70s and 80s, both are found. But if they are to 70s, they are found in the mitochondria or in the chloroplast. Understood this part? But 80s type of ribosomes are primarily, it is found where in the cytoplasm and in the ER. That is, if I draw this cell, if I make this as a nucleus, so if I talk about, so here if ribosomes are found, cytoplasm, or if here it is found, they are both are, these both are what? These both are what? 80s type. This part is clear? Understood everyone? Everyone clear? Now, moving ahead, any other lysosomes, right? The next study, lysosomes. Lysosomes, Lysosomes, like lysosomes. Please write it down. They are also regarded as, lysosomes are also regarded as the suicidal bag of the cell. Suicidal. Suicidal bag of the cell. Written everyone. Okay. Why suicidal bag? If suppose that lysosomes they have many hard enzymes in them. Clear? They have many hard enzymes in them. Understanding everyone? Now suppose that if this is a cell, this is a lysosome. Getting my point? Suppose that any pathogen has entered. Pathogen, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Any disease causing substance can be called as a pathogen. Getting my point? So if any pathogen has entered in the cell and lysosomes have understood that yes, this is a danger. So what lysosome will do? What lysosome will do? Now the lysosome has to protect the body. Getting my point? So initially, what it does it bursts itself. It bursts itself. So it bursts itself. What happens? The cell dies. If I am not there, you are also not there. Is this part clear? अगर मैं नहीं तो तुम भी नहीं. So what it does it bursts itself. When it bursts itself, all the enzymes and all, it comes outside the cell, and as a result of which the cell dies. In short, it is killing the pathogen that is there. Getting my point? In short, we can say it is a type of a providing the defense mechanism. Understood? So this is all about the lysosomes. You can please make a note of it. These lysosomes are also regarded as the suicidal bag. Full stop. They contain various digestive enzymes. Full stop. It contains very powerful digestive enzymes. Full stop. After this, you can write next point. It helps in the cell cleaning. It helps in the cell cleaning. It helps in the cell cleaning and um, it does by digesting, and it does by digesting. It does by digesting the foreign materials inside the cell. By digesting the foreign materials inside the cell. Get it? Full stop. After this, you can write inside the cell as well as the damaged or the as well as the damaged or the as well as the damaged or the dead cell organelle, as well as the damaged or the dead cell organelle. After this, you can write. It also helps in. It also helps in waste disposal system. It also helps in waste. Written. It also helps in waste, WASTE, waste disposal system. Written. And the last one, you please write it down. When the cell gets damaged, when the cell gets damaged, comma, when the cell gets damaged, comma, the lysosomes may burst. The cell gets damaged, comma, the lysosome may burst and the enzymes present herein and the enzymes present herein and the enzymes present herein digest the cell itself. Enzymes present in the or enzymes present herein digest the cell itself. Enzymes present herein. Enzymes, where is the enzymes present? In the lysosomes only. So when it bursts, what happens? It digests itself or it digests itself. Clear? What is clear, everyone? Understood? Suppose that any foreign agent has entered, or two things. I am saying here two things. One I am saying is, suppose that any foreign agent or any foreign particle or any pathogen has entered. Now it is going to create over here some disturbance over here. Getting my point? Secondly, suppose that ER has got damaged. Getting my point? So in these conditions, what lysosomes will do? Lysosomes is working as a defense provider of the cell. Is this part clear? So suppose that if it has entered in the cell, in due course of time, it is going to damage because the disease, it gets spread from one cell to other cells and all, right? So what it will do is it will burst itself. When it bursts itself, the enzymes present herein, it comes out in the cytoplasm. Getting my point? When the enzymes comes out in the cytoplasm, it's so powerful digestive enzymes that entire the cell gets finished off. Is this part clear? And that is why we call this lysosomes as the suicidal bags of the cell also. Understood, everyone? Clear? Clear hai piche? Samajh mein aaya? Okay. So I think I have done most of them. Mitochondria, the plastids, vacuoles, lysosomes done. Golgi bodies, ER done. Okay. So this was all about this chapter. Okay. Wait 1 second. Centrosome. Write down. Centrosome. You remember centrosome? I said centrosomes are present or absent in the animal cell. Centrioles. Okay. Centrioles, you can say, yeah, this macroscopic version is centrosomes only. Okay. You can write here. Centrioles are there when it is responsible for a cell division only. Write it down. Centrioles or centrosome, you write it there. Centrioles or centrosome. Please write. It is responsible for cell division. Centrioles or centrosomes, these are responsible for cell division in the cell. Full stop. These are present in the animal cell but are absent in the plant cells. Written? They're absent in the plant cell. Full stop. After this, you change the paragraph, then write. The function of cell division in the plant cell are performed by polar spindle, polar POLAR, spindle tubules. Write it down. The cell division function in the plant cell is performed by whom? By the polar spindle tubules are there. Okay, which are responsible for the function of cell division in the plants. But in the animals, it is done by the centrosome. Okay, it gets bifurcated into two centrioles, which get arranged into two particular, two particular end of the cell. That is my point. And these are performed by whom? Where? In the animal cells. So in the animal cell, this centrosomes are there. Now these centrosomes, it has gets bifurcated into this centrioles and all. Okay, it appears to be like this. Getting my point? So these are the two centrioles are there. Understood? And on this, all these chromatin threads are there, no? The genetic material. Getting my point? These are arranged in this manner. Understanding the point? Yes or no? So this is basically present where in the animal cell, but it is absent where in the plant cell. Clear? This part is clear? Yes, no. Now, this plant cell, this function is performed by whom? By polar spindle tubules. Okay, it is also known by some other names also. So you remember the polar tubules or the polar spindle tubules, whatever. Polar tubules also you can remember. Clear? Yes or no? What is clear, everyone? Yes, no? Okay. So this was all about the chapter cell. Now make a heading tissue. Tissue. Please write it down. A group of cells. A group of cells working together. A group of cells working together to perform. Group of cells working together to perform a particular function can be called as tissue. A group of cells working together to perform similar function can be called as a tissue. Full stop. After this, you please write that this in the multicellular organisms, in the multicellular organisms, in the multicellular organisms, comma, division of labor, division of labor is exhibited. Division of labor is exhibited. Understood? So in the multicellular organisms, what happens is that suppose that in organisms, particular tissues try to understand this point. If I talk about all this is one tissue, this is another tissue, this is another tissue, this is another tissue, this is another tissue, another tissue, this is another tissue. Getting my point? Yes or no? Yes, no? Yes, yes. So in multicellular organisms, we see a division of labor. So what do you mean by division of labor? Just try to understand this with a very simple concept. Suppose that this is a company. An organism's body is a company, for example. So particular group of employees are working for the logistic department. Particular group of people are working for marketing. Few people are associated with sales also. Some are associated with hiring process, HR and all, etc., etc. Getting my point? Yes or no? Some are looking after the finance also. Understanding this point? Yes or no? So basically, when the entire work that is required to be performed in this company, it gets divided into various subheads by certain group of people who are working for a particular task. Getting my point? So this concept is called as a division of labor. Is this part clear with everyone? Is this part clear with everyone? Yes or no? Just think like now in organisms, now we have discussed with respect to company. Now in organisms, certain tissues, you can say these are one circle is one cell. हाँ एक सर्किल है ना यहाँ पे एक सर्किल एक सेल हो गया ये दूसरा सेल हो गया तीसरा सेल चौथा सेल पांचवा सेल छठा सेल तो एक ग्रुप ऑफ सेल्स एक साथ एक पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन को परफॉर्म कर रहा है टुगेदर सो ये पूरा सेल्स टुगेदर दे विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ टिश्यू ये क्लियर है क्लियर है एट द बैक क्लियर है ये इज दिस क्लियर एवरीवन दिस साइड क्लियर दिस साइड क्लियर नाउ अब देखते हैं कौन कौन सा फंक्शंस हो सकता है so we see that we have the skins and all right here we have certain epithelial tissues are there the technical names are there I cannot do anything getting my point जो टर्म्स दूंगा उसको रटना पड़ेगा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है क्योंकि एपिथेलियल को मैं कनेक्टिव नहीं बना सकता getting my point क्योंकि डिफरेंट टिश्यूज है उनका डिफरेंट फंक्शंस है तो आपको नेम बाय नेम एज इट इज रखना होगा सुबह उठ के चाय पी के रटिए ये रात में सोते समय बट नाम वही है पढ़ना वही है आपको यू कैन नॉट चेंज एनीथिंग getting my point now if I talk about certain tissues which are responsible for providing protection getting my point certain tissues which are involved in providing the connectivity certain are responsible for defense mechanisms. Getting my point? Some are responsible for providing some mechanical support in plants particularly. Getting my point? So these all are different specialized cells in a bunch working together to perform a particular function. This can be called as a tissue. Is this part clear? Yes or no? So tissues are always present in a multicellular organism only. Clear? Not in unicellular. Unicellular मतलब एक ही सेल है भाई. एक ही सेल में वो सारा फंक्शन कर रहा है. Clear? But tissues are what? A group of cells working together to perform a particular function. So these tissues are available where in the multicellular organisms. This part is clear now. Is this part clear with everyone? Yes, sir. Now tissues can be definitely in the multicellular organisms like in animal also. The tissues can also be present in the plants also. Understood? Now we have to see the different types of tissues which are present in plants also and present in animals also. Just make a note of it. One thing before I move ahead. I would like to differentiate between a plant tissue and an animal tissue. Very important. Plant tissue and an animal tissue. If I talk about plant tissues, mostly friends, so plant tissues are mostly, they are mostly dead. Can I write it down? The plant tissues are mostly dead. Okay? प्लांट एक जगह पे खड़ा रहता है ना, वो मोबाइल नहीं है, क्लियर? तो उसको मैकेनिकल स्ट्रेंथ चाहिए, टफनेस, रिजिडिटी चाहिए। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो मोस्टली इसके लिए ये जो सेल्स होते हैं ना प्लांट टिश्यूज के, ये मोस्टली जो होते हैं ये डेड होते हैं। ठीक है, मोस्टली डेड होते हैं, मतलब 100% तो डेड ही होगा, बट हाँ मोस्टली दे आर डेड। क्लियर? राइट इट डाउन, द प्लांट टिश्यूज आर मोस्टली डेड। That side you please write. In the animals, please write. They are maximum living tissues. After this, you can write. This is because the plants are immobile. This is because plant tissue में लिखो अब. This is because the plants are immobile. Clear? Immobile. 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 Clear? After this, you please write. Most in the plant tissues में लिखो. Most of the plant tissues में लिखो. Most of the tissues functions as support or supportive and structural strength provider Please write it down. Supportive and structural strength provider. In the animal tissues, please write. There are various types of tissues in animals. There are various types of tissues in animals as they have to perform various functions. Okay, and one more difference you can write. You can make a heading: pattern of growth. In the plant tissue, you can write here the pattern of growth. Please write here. This is limited to a certain regions, or this growth pattern is limited to a certain regions. The growth pattern is limited to a certain regions. Full stop. That side you please write. The growth in the animal tissues are uniform. Under this you please write. Some tissues in the plant, please write. Some tissues divide throughout the life. Some tissues divide throughout the life. Here you please write. This and in the animal tissues, please write here the same. All the tissues divide. Divide. throughout life. Animal tissues, all tissues divide. एनिमल में नर्वस टिश्यू में अगर मान लीजिए कि अगर किसी का चोट लगता है, कुछ इंजरी होता है ना, तो अभी तो नर्वस टिश्यू होगा, डैमेज होगा, वो डैमेज होगा तो फिर रीजनरेट करना पड़ेगा, वो निकल जाएगा. ठीक है, बट हियर इन द प्लांट टिश्यूज दे आर लिमिटेड, particularly पीछे मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज आते हैं, so they are only responsible for the disease. Okay, nervous tissues in what context you ask me? नर्वस टिश्यूज में से डैमेज अगर हो जाता है ना, तो दैट रीजनरेशन इज नॉट देयर. In nervous tissues, it you cannot say degenerate. Okay, but yes, damage and blood vessels and all, if they are damaged and all. Okay, so sorry, brain tissues. Okay, yeah, that cannot be done. Throughout all tissues divided throughout the life, means all the tissues in the animals which are present, they divide throughout the life. Okay, and that division is mitotic. Exceptions you can write here. Exceptions the nervous tissues, but all tissues divide throughout the life except certain. No, but mitotic division is present here also. It will divide. It will divide. Okay, this will divide. You please write all tissues divide throughout the life in the animal. Okay, the nervous tissues and all. This obviously, if suppose this a nerve cell has got damaged. Okay, not particularly about a brain. So if a nerve tissue has got damaged, it will again regenerate itself. It has to regenerate itself. Okay, so, and yes, if there is any injury, yeah, except in the heart. In the heart, if it damaged, the vessels and all get damaged, it cannot regenerate. It does not get regenerated. उसके बाद फिर आपका grafting and all these are done. Getting my point? But in this, mostly in this, it divides mitotically. Okay. Now, after this, you please make a note of it and this plant tissues. Please make a heading plant tissues. Okay. In the plant tissues, please write न्यूरॉन्स होता है ना उसमें. नर्वस में क्या होगा, उसका यूनिट होगा, न्यूरॉन्स हो जाएगा ना. तो अगर न्यूरॉन्स अगर डैमेज होता है तो ये डिवाइड नहीं होता है. एक्सेप्शंस में आप डाल सकते हो न्यूरॉन्स को. न्यूरॉन्स एक एक्सेप्शन वहां डाल दो. एक्सेप्ट न्यूरॉन्स, except neurons, write it here. You can add this point there, okay? Except neurons and all. Okay. Brain में भी, इंजरी में भी. हाँ, वो अगर डैमेज हो जाता है तो फिर उसको they find some they do some channelization works and all. वो करते हैं वो surgeons and all they do. But हाँ, आप बात करेंगे अगर न्यूरॉन डैमेज होता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस कोई नर्वस टिश्यू में डैमेज होता है. आप सोचो ना कि किसी का हाथ कट जाता है, तो ये क्या नर्व्स ही है ना. अब ये नर्व्स है, तो ये नर्व्स में डैमेज जब हो रहा है तो वो पर्टिकुलरली पहले तो स्किन, वो घाव सूखेगा, भरेगा, है ना. और उसके बाद फिर अगेन माइटोटिकली सेल डिवीजन होते चला जाएगा तो वो आपका प्रोटेक्टिव लेयर तो बंद हो जाएगा, मतलब ठीक हो जाएगा, घाव सूख जाता है. बट अंदर का जो नर्व इंजुरी है, सो नर्व इंजुरी के लिए बेसिकली वो क्या बोलते हैं, ग्राफ्टिंग एंड ऑल टेक्निक आर बीइंग यूज्ड। वो दूसरा जगह से नर्व को काट के दूसरा जगह पे ऐड करते हैं डॉक्टर। समझ में आ रहा है? वो रीजनरेट नहीं करता है। क्लियर? तो उसके लिए हमने एक्सेप्शन पे वहां पे रखा है, क्योंकि अगर कभी नस में कुछ डैमेज होता है या ये फिर वेसल्स अगर डैमेज होता है तो ग्राफ्टिंग एंड ऑल देख करके वो फिर जोड़ के करते हैं वो। अंडरस्टूड नो? दिस पार्ट विल डिस्कस मोर लेटर ऑन। ओके, बट as we'll move ahead in the that this nervous tissues and the topic will see this brain or spinal cord जो हम लोग देखेंगे, we'll go more in details with this. As of now you just keep this as an exception. ठीक है? This part is clear. अब इसके बाद आप लिखो प्लांट टिश्यूज। मेक आईडी प्लांट टिश्यूज। In the plant tissues, please write the plant tissues are broadly classified into the plant tissues are broadly classified into, write it down. The plant tissues are broadly classified into the meristematic tissues and the permanent tissues. In the meristematic tissues, you can write they keeps on dividing. They keeps on dividing. They keeps on dividing and are responsible for the growth of the plant. Written. After this, you can write those. After this, you can write next point. Those meristematic tissues, which has lost the power of cell division. Those meristematic tissues which has lost the power of cell division gets converted into the permanent ones. Gets converted into the permanent ones. After this, you draw one diagram. Here you can write this is called as apical meristem. Apical meristem Here we have lateral meristem. In between the nodes, we have intercalary. Please write it down. There are three types of meristematic tissues. One is called as the apical meristem, which is at the apex of the root or the shoot. What is clear? Getting my point? So which is responsible for the plant's elongation? Okay, it's a length elongation, either height wise or from the root depth also. So this can be called as a apical meristem. Apical means apex. Getting my point? एक चना का एक सीड को आप डाल दो जमीन के अंदर, हाँ, गेटिंग माय पॉइंट. सो क्या होगा कुछ दिन के बाद आप क्या देखोगे कि इसमें से छोटा 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 कुछ अंकुरित ऐसा बाहर निकलने लगता है, निकलता है. और उसी तरह नीचे से भी कुछ निकलने लगता है. ऐसा नो यस नो. सो जो ऊपर में जो निकलता है उसको प्लूम्यूल बोलते हैं, और जो नीचे निकलता है उसको रेडिकल बोलते हैं. Getting my point? Yes or no? So radical give rise to the root system, and the plumule give rise to the shoot system. Getting my point? Yes or no? तो अगर हम रेडिकल और प्लूम्यूल का टिश्यूज को देखेंगे, अगर एग्जामिन करेंगे माइक्रोस्कोप में, तो विल फाइंड दैट those type of tissues which are found here are called as the apical meristems. Is this part clear? Understood? Yes, समझ में आ रहा है पीछे? एपिकल मेरिस्टम, एपिकल एपेक्स, हाइट. हाइट मतलब जरूरी नहीं कि सिर्फ हाइट ऊपर ही पेड़ का बढ़ेगा, पेड़ के नीचे भी तो बढ़ रहा है, रूट भी तो बढ़ रहा है, और डेप्थ में तो जा रहा है ना. This one, no. So those type of tissues which are responsible for dividing itself, or which is dividing frequently, okay, and which is giving rise to the root or the shoot systems, okay, it's elongation of the root and the shoot at the apex it is, those are called as apical meristem. Simple to है. Is this part clear? Now this is about the apical meristem. अब आप कुछ दिन के बाद देखोगे कि प्लांट का जो गिल्थ है ये मोटा होते जा रहा है. ये सुनो, होता है मोटा. कुछ दिन के बाद पेड़ मोटा होने लगता है धीरे धीरे. ये सुनो. सो जो मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू जो कि उसका गिल्थ का इलोंगेशन में हेल्प करता है, इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इंक्रीजिंग इट्स गर्थ, it is called as the lateral meristem. Can you see this here? Yes or no? This is part clear. And the third one I have written is the intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem means दो नोड्स के बीच में होता है. दो नोड्स के बीच में होता है. Getting my point? Yes or no? So it helps in the branch elongations also. Understood? Yes or no? This part is clear. So यहाँ पे तीन तरह का मेरिस्टेमेटिक पढ़ने का है प्लांट में. So तीन क्या है? एपिकल, दूसरा क्या है? लैटरल, और तीसरा क्या है? इंटरकैलरी. Understood? Apical meristem is responsible for its the height elongation, maybe the shoot or the root elongation. The lateral meristem is responsible for the girth or the increase of the girth of the plant, and the third will be the intercalary will be responsible for the increase of the, you can say, the branches or branch elongations. Understood? Please make a note of it fastly. There are three types of meristematic tissues. The first one is the apical meristem. Please write apical meristem. If you have written, then it is fine. If those who have not written, please write it down. Written. Root system. ये जो जैसे ये चना है, ठीक है? हाँ. अब ये चना के नीचे से आप देखते हो नीचे निकलने लगता है थोड़ा थोड़ा छोटा छोटा. तो ये जो है ये रूट सिस्टम मतलब ये रूट का डेवलपमेंट करा रहा है. रूट में रूटलेट्स भी होता है कि नहीं? एक रूट ऐसे आता है उसके साथ नहीं निकलता है ऐसे, उसके साथ और ऐसे नहीं निकलता है, फिर ऐसे होता है ना, फिर ऐसे जाता है ना, ऐसा होता है कि नहीं? नहीं भाई पॉइंट. तो ये पूरा कंप्लीटली अगर हम पढ़ते हैं तो इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? वी कॉल दिस एज रूट सिस्टम. रेडी भाई पॉइंट. तो ये जो रेडिकल है ना, लोअर पार्ट radical is giving rise to the root system. Understood? And this, what type of tissues we have here in radical? The apical meristem. Is this part clear? So which type of tissues can be found in the radical? Apical meristem. Apical meristem. This is part clear. Which type of tissues are found in the plumule? Apical meristem. Understood, everyone? Yes or no? Sometimes they may also ask you the radical give rise to. Radical give rise to. Consider the following statements. Listen, everyone. Consider the following statements. First statement. Radical give rise to the shoot system. And plumule give rise to the root system. Now, after this, having read all these statements, next, consider the following statements. Now, statement 1 correct, 2 correct, both correct, none correct. What should be the answer? None correct. Understood, everyone? Why? Why? Because radical give rise to the root system and the plumule give rise to the root system. Written everyone in your notebook? Yes. Everyone? ये वाला डायग्राम बनाया आपने? ये वाला डायग्राम बना लो आप. This draw this in your notebook. Very good. Draw no. Draw fastly. Plumule, 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 and radical RADI, PLE. Clear? ये चना बनाने से आपको समझ में आया ये ऊपर. Plumule giving rise to the shoot system and radical giving rise to the root system. Written? And और वहां पे आप ये भी लिख लो like these, what kind of tissues are found in the radical or in the plumule? Apical meristem. Written, everyone? Yes, no. At the back. Written, no. This side. This side. Okay. Now, right. Right. The first one was the apical meristem. Apical meristem. They are responsible for root and shoot elongation. Second one was lateral. This is it helps to increase the plant and third one is intercalary. responsible for branch elongation. Write it down firstly. Branch elongation. Now, written. इसके बाद आप लिखो सेकंड टाइप परमानेंट इश्यूज. Can I change the slide? Write it down. Written. Always remember, where will it be present? Where it will be present? Root or two tips. Clear? Root or two tips पे होते हैं ये. Be my point. Where will it be present? Root or shoot tips. This part is clear. Lateral meristem कैम्बियम में होंगे. क्लियर. यहाँ पे इंटर कैलोरी ये लीफ नोड्स पे होंगे. जहां पे ज्वाइंट रहेगा ना, जहां जहां पे ज्वाइंट रहेगा ना, गेटिंग माय पॉइंट, wherever there will be a joint ना, then we will have the intercalary, as simple as that. Getting my point? So leaf nodes, branch nodes, etc., etc. Leaf nodes, comma, branch nodes. Okay. Then we have like etc. You can write base of the leaves. Etc. Understood? Yes or no? This part is clear, everyone. Now after this, write the permanent issues. Huh? I am also in pickup, huh? So good. 3:30, no? Already I extended. Okay, no problem. So 30 minutes. 40 minutes. 30 only, no? Okay. 20. Okay. Okay, but please come by 30 minutes. Okay. We'll meet after 30 minutes. All right. Come soon.